1. Oh, started speaking the wrong ear. Hello. One and all and one.
All in one, like tool.
Yeah, and hello to you, Stuart, as well. You're here as well. Although really, you're the other here, you know. Because while you all are terribly important, if we were not here, it'd be quite a boring stream.
Yes.
Because there'd be no one here that can talk.
Yes.
Quite important. Let's have a.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Let's have a listen to the audio then.
You listen to the audio and see how it is.
Sounds good.
Good. Let's see here. All right, we got some super chats.
Some wonderful pre-chat super chats. Amazing.
Ozzy Maderos, $10 or $5. Sorry. This episode was good. The captain has to talk to the commander about the gift he wanted him to pick up. Yes.
It's the next scene.
Ozzy Maderos, another $5. All hail the great commander and superior Captain Foley, skeleton hands.
Don't know about that, but
I think he meant like your superior in the chain of command.
Oh, I'll accept that, but doubt it slightly.
Mark Lawrence, $10.
Oh, thank you.
I love the way Star Trek Online connected this episode to a few others in game. Those writers are ones that really know and love Trek and should be involved in the next original timeline series made.
Yeah.
The Tox Uthat.
I'll get straight into sharing so you can talk to the 21 people, 22 likes, now 23. Hopefully we'll get some more.
If you haven't hit like yet, hit like. That's what he's saying. So yeah, guys, welcome back. It's time to talk about Captain's Holiday, episode 19 of season 3. Sorry about the Uthat, puts in $2. My ketchup chips arrive from Canada tomorrow. Yay! With a question mark. Yes, yay, you will love them, Jill. I think you'll absolutely adore them. So let us know if you do. But yeah, guys, as you can see, super chats are a great way for us to notice your comment and get it read on air. You can ask us a question, tell us something about the episode that we might not know, whatever, or put a theory forth, something like that. It's a great way to participate and to help the channel as well. So hopefully you guys will consider sending a super chat. You can also do PayPal. The information is down in the description. Just shoot us a PayPal and we will read it on air. Just let us know in the chat, or let the moderators know that there is a super chat there waiting, and we will get to that and read it from the email. So also other great ways to support the channel just by showing up. Hitting that like button is awesome. And just joining the community. You can join the channel at the rank of Commander, Captain, or Admiral, which is always fun because you get some little emojis and things you can do in the chat, especially if you join the live chats quite often. It's quite nice. And also don't forget that you got the Teespring store and other stuff down in the description of every video. So be sure to just take a peruse through it at some point and check out some of the links. You might like some of the stuff that you're seeing there. So anyway. So yeah, we're going to get into this as soon as he's done sharing. And guys, I'm extremely tired right now. Haven't been sleeping much and really wanted to lay down for a nap like an hour ago. But anyway, yeah. So I'm not going to be 100%. So yeah, we're going to see how that goes. But anyway, guys, yeah, if you want to support the channel, please do so. We really appreciate it. And it does make us energized and excited to get super chats and stuff. So hopefully that'll help. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button when you get here as well. A lot of people watch and don't hit like. I'm guilty of that myself for some videos, and I realize it right at the end of the video as it's closing out. And I'm like, I haven't hit like. So when you get here, just hit like right away. And it gets those likes up and it really helps out the YouTube algorithm and stuff. So all right. Stelio Contos prefer HP sauce on my chips. That would probably be pretty good. But in Canada here we have Lay's ketchup chips and they're just amazing. ketchup, and all dressed. So.
It is shared.
All right.
Ah.
Cute. All righty.
So what do you think?
Well,
yes. We're now the last chunk of the season.
Yeah, I always remember the first part of this episode, never the last half.
Okay.
Which is really weird.
So more stuff happens at the last half. The first half, less happens. Weird.
I know, but I'm that way with a lot of things. I prefer like the beginning of a movie, and then the ending's kind of like, you know. This one I always remember the beginning, but never the end. So like watching the end of it every time is like a new, something new is happening. I always want something different to happen each time too.
Yeah. But one of these days it will.
Well, with the Vorgons time traveling, that's a possibility. Anyway, this one is one it's all right. It's the introduction of Vash, which is great. And I remember why I liked her so much in this episode. It's later episodes that she kind of loses her appeal for me.
Which is only in 3, I believe. 2 in TNG and 1 in DS9.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is about her character, but this one I really like her. And it's cool to see Ryza for the first time and, you know, get the Vorgon and stuff like that. That kind of interesting Star Trek-ism. You know, so this has got a lot going for it. It is very much a Captain Picard driven one, and it's not super exciting. I mean, it's the first time we see Max as a Ferengi. Later he goes on to play Rom. So, but I mean, there's also an Andorian in it. The Andorian we saw in The Offspring is there in the background, sitting in one of the chairs.
There's also a Vulcan as well, but I didn't see an Andorian. Really, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's even the same costume, which is that gross green color. Anyway, so lots of cool stuff in this, and, you know, some ladies in swimsuits is always nice as well. So, there you go. Fun, an Indiana Jones type Star Trek episode.
It's funny, I thought you were going to love this one and berate me for not loving it. I was waiting for the, really?
No, I don't love this one. It's just all right on my radar.
But it feels like the sort of one you'd like, especially as you being a self-proclaimed captain, and you like the ladies and the action and the, 2 different categories there. I thought this would be absolutely up your alley.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I said yesterday, I always remember this being overhyped. Like, I hear people love it, and I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. I don't know why, it's just fine for me. I was thinking about this when I was peeing a few minutes ago. I think part of why is this isn't a very Star Trek episode, in the sense this could be any show. I mean, you've had that complaint often. Picard is not acting like Picard for most of it. That's kind of the point. He's acting kind of off kilter a bit. You could replace him with a lot of other characters, Mal from Firefly a little bit, but like another character, great. Vash is anybody. The Ferengi could be a human, but who's a bit of a Ferengi-like. None of the props, costume, set, look or feel Star Trek. It's just it could be any sci-fi, any drama. It's super generic in that respect. Obviously, despite it being Ryza and Ferengi, it doesn't quite leap off the page, even though they are trying. So I think that comes into me a little bit. I like the idea of the time traveling people a lot, but they don't quite work. They don't. Even to the point of you're wondering at the end, is it even real? Because they could be lying, they're beaming in. Like, there's a nice bit of ambiguity, but it's not played strong enough to be like, oh, that was really cool. It's just not. Vash is fun, but she's a kind of one note as well. Like, and I think you can see her duplicity coming at a certain point. That might just be because I remembered it happening, but and I think also their budget probably goes against them. Like, there's a moment when he's sitting down in this scene and someone splashes and there's water on his face. And it's like, there's a pool here. But there isn't a pool here because it's a small set. And so it doesn't quite work with the budget, though they are trying very hard. But something about it is just, it's both not sexy enough, not action-packed enough, not archaeological enough, and not time travel enough. But it has them all of them at like a 5, maybe a 6. And so you're like, Like, it would have been great if even we'd seen like a much quicker storyline, and then those whatever called, they're not but I'll call them Vorgons. If they had gone back in time again and tried again, but because he touched the Tolat, he is now out of phase, so he gets to see them, and then you play several, like a time loop game with them. That'd been great. You know, give us an extra level to it, something else. But you know what I mean? It doesn't come together the way it should have, and it sounds like a fun premise, but it doesn't quite have that fun for me anyway.
Yeah, no, it's the same with me. I mean, Sebastian says, "What? Captain Commander didn't like this episode."
No,
I quite like it. I didn't say I didn't like it.
Just
like it just fine. It's just not. It's not one of those standout ones for me.
It doesn't pop, even though it should. It could have. Whereas I think the and again you'll disagree with me here, but the one with the prisoner hunted, that pops me with the guy's performance and the chase of the ship. His performance is really good. And then you have you use the Enterprise really well. That feels like you can only do that in Star Trek in the sense of how they do that. That pops for me personally. This doesn't quite pop. Yeah. No, I thought everyone was gonna love this one, so I'm kind of happy that maybe. I don't know. Would it have been a better two-parter? Not even have like the Enterprise be involved in the second part. Multiple people, time travel variants of going back and redoing events. I mean,
I mean, can't solve every bad episode by making it harder.
Why? Sure you can. Yeah. And it does feel a bit weird coming off last week, which was definitely a better episode. Even though less happens, it's a better episode, absolutely. But both Patrick-centric. But that feels like Picard being incredibly good Picard in both ways. Even though he's not being Picard, it feels like such a... In this, I just don't get the same vibe of him. Like, I feel like halfway he's grumpy, but even him being archaeology him, he's not really being archaeology him. He doesn't bring that much to it that anyone else could. Last week, he was bringing everything to it. So it's weird to see two Picard-centric ones in a row and have very different levels of acting. And also aliens that, again... They don't look the same, but have a similar vibe. And also I think how they appear and disappear and such. Yeah,
it could have been better. But it wasn't the worst one by any means.
No. But we start off with a hint of what's to come. But as an intro, I think it's a great cold open. I'll give absolute credit for a good, intriguing open.
Yes. And I got to point out, too, that the statue there of the two men fighting, that's later in Worf's quarters.
Redress.
Yes. So not much happens here. These guys beam in, and then we get an Atari 2600 game that they're playing on the screen. It's got Atari 2600 graphics. Like, come on.
Very clean, though. I mean, it looks nice. Looks nice enough.
It does.
I like how just absolutely out of place they are. Like, they're wonderfully tone deaf in terms of costuming, and that's the joke. I do like that. Like, they're good costumes. You can definitely see the future because they've got reflective, purpley white bits. Future.
Right. Yeah. Well, they asked for Jean-Luc Picard if he's there, and nobody by that name is here. Nobody's scheduled to be here. So, like, okay. I put Jean-Luc Picard's not here, man.
But when's he going to arrive? He's not scheduled to. They're like, wrong time. Which is interesting. No, they don't say this. I was waiting for them to say that. They say, he'll be here at some point. Would have been nice if they said we were too early. Like, I remember them saying we're too early and they disappear and come back. But it would have been nice for a bit more featuriness here. But it's okay. But then you get a really magnificent shot of the bridge that I completely forgot existed. This sort of really ultra-wide where everything's in frame. Like, how lightning in a bottle is that set design? It is one of the best sets in sci-fi in terms of, like, of what it's going for. Like, it's not like the Nostromo Bridge in terms of detail, but in terms of what it's trying to be, that's a wallpaper of beauty. Seriously. You know?
Yes. I wish it was in widescreen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Council Troy comes on the bridge.
They hold hands for a second. Like, oh, Deanna, let's touch. I mean, it's fine.
So for the past 2 weeks, Picard has been acting as a mediator in a negotiation with some plan I didn't write down. And find out that he's been not eating much and sleeping even less.
Yeah.
So not a lot of sleep, not a lot of nutrition. He's just kind of been working to the bone.
But they were successful, though. They did successfully manage to achieve the goal.
Yeah.
Implying it was very, very difficult. So good for him.
Yeah. And the conclusion is our captain needs a vacation.
Yeah. Well, he's like, well, what can we do to help him? And she's like, well, I have an idea, but he's not going to like it. And it is interesting to see Patrick act sort of like he's not acting mean, just acting very not there. Good choice of different acting. Like
me right now. I'm really tired right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. And then Beverly comes in, gives him the ring around, saying, "This is a crew member that isn't taking his medicine and isn't doing good." And he's like, yes,
neglecting health.
Yeah,
just neglecting his
health. I'm simplifying it. But I like the fact that he kept on very quickly. I do appreciate he's still the good old captain. I even love the moment where he says, "Oh, I need muscle spasms," and he touches his neck, and then he does pull his like it's not the point of that shot, but good acting within a scene, Patrick.
Yeah. So the treatment's a week of shore leave.
That's not possible.
But you won't.
No.
I loathe vacations. And this is me in a nutshell. What she says next. You don't loathe going on vacations. You love. Well, she says you love going on vacations, but once you're there, you love it.
Yes.
And it's the same way with me. Packing, getting ready, and going.
The plane.
Yeah. So he's like, no, the Enterprise is scheduled for a week layover at Starbase 12. And once there, I'll use the recreational facilities. Or maybe the holodeck. Or maybe go to the symposium on rogue star clusters. And she's like, go somewhere where you can relax and get pampered.
Well, he seems genuinely excited about star clusters, though. Good for him. And I like that when she calls him out saying, no, that holiday wants you to enjoy. He's like, nope, I lied. And it's the most like, I was trying to spare your feelings, Doctor, I lied. She's like, what? So it's still a good little scene. But he does not relent. He says, drop it, Doctor. This is, I have to be here to help with the maintenance. They need me. Very important. Very, very important, Doctor. That's the end of it. Good.
Yes. Olivia Julius, $2. Sorry I'm late. I may or may not be getting Taco Bell. Oh my God, Taco Bell sounds so good.
Although the one we had in Denver was not very good, but I could totally do with even more food right now.
Joseph Petrick, €2. Small change for the Vorgon Fund. Thank you very much. Vorgon.
Well, we could all do the Vorgon occasionally, couldn't we? Which I appreciate they never go into what it is. It could be what we think it is, or it could not be what we think it is. But speaking of, in the Turbolift Riker is trying to be excited for him, and because no. Even to the point of shutting him up. But we do get an introduction to Riser in a weird sense, as if it's I've heard this brand new spot called Riser, and we're in the star system, even though we know later on it's the most famous pleasure planet in the galaxy, basically. But they're introducing it, it's fine. Does that feel a bit odd, considering how we know it is later? Or do you think it has yet to be discovered by Starfleet yet as a regular destination?
No, because I think they mentioned it in... Did they mention it in Enterprise at some point?
Yes, he goes to Riser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he talks to a lady on a balcony.
No, it does seem odd.
What definitely seems odd is that you can see the seam of the set here. The turbo shaft does not line up with the... I guess they had to pull the camera, they had to pull it away or something, because it doesn't line up with the wall of the set, which is a little bit oops. Not perfect, guys. Not perfect. I don't know why that is. It's weird. I mean, you don't really look that way around, but weird. Can't hear you. Can anybody hear him? I can't hear him. And since it's coming through my audio, you guys can't hear him either.
Well, fine then.
Oh, I want to hear what you're saying, Stuart. Now you got to repeat everything you're saying, including the intro. Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards.
That annoys me when I have to repeat shit, but I'll say it again.
What you?
I love how Picard shuts him down, and right away Riker's like, "Oh, and the women."
Yes. And because oh, of course the women.
Yeah. So we get on the bridge, and they're quite excited, I guess, for the layover at Starbase 12. But Deanna's like, I hear my mother's coming aboard. She mentioned how she was looking forward to seeing you again, Captain. And Picard's like, maybe I'll rethink that. Can I speak with you in my ready room?
Yeah, it's a lovely. I mean, it's clearly manipulation, which I like. But boy, he's like, that is the final straw. And being offered a paid vacation or dealing with Roxana. Why am I making this a choice? No, it's and I like how he softens as well. He's still tired, but he's softened when he gets into the.
I like how she's like so excited that it worked.
Yes, that's a lovely, genuine moment. I wonder if that's actually true or not.
My mother.
Yeah, well, I wonder if that's actually true or not.
I know, I wondered that myself.
Yeah. I don't know.
Probably not. So he says to Riker, is the entire crew aware of the scheme to get me to go on vacation? Yes. He's like, well, I believe there are 2 ensigns on deck 39 that know nothing about it. So I can look forward to a constant week of harassment on the subject. I have been a little fatigued. Yeah. I love the interplay here between the two of them. Like, he's realizing that, I should probably take a break. So, it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty. This is a good bit.
Riker smiles a lot in this episode.
His cheeky little smiles, yeah. And then you get them leaving. Nice little bit of those are how many books you want to bring.
I like reading.
Yeah. But it is light for him, which I appreciate. He's defending his own. He's like, are you serious? Like, this is fun for me. I like to read this dramatic stuff. You've already got me this far. No, but it's pretty cute actually.
I felt Riker's like, have I mentioned how imaginative the rising women are, sir?
And
it's Troy that answers, far too often, Commander.
And that's a bit dodge. It's next to your ex-girlfriend, It's like saying, hello ex-wife. Those whores are great in this brothel. Oh, you're here still. It's like, what?
I would say that with my ex-wife around.
Yes,
but also talk about imaginative women with Silke beside me, too.
Well, okay. She clearly didn't appreciate it, so I'll stand by.
She did appreciate it. She was smiling. Far too often, Commander. She's smiling. She wasn't, like, in a huff, so.
Well, okay.
And this is where Riker says, I do have one request, sir. I'd like a Vorgon. Oh, you want a souvenir? I don't think you'll have any trouble finding one. Sweet. And then Worf wants to send security.
That could have been cut out. Why was this there?
To have Worf say a line in this episode?
I thought that, I thought that. Or maybe this guy behind him is like the producer's dad or brother, and he's like, I have to get him in somewhere. I can't, he has to be on screen in a uniform, I can only put him here. But it's an absolute waste of a minute and a half. I was expecting some payoff, like, fine, I'll take a phaser. Good, thank you, Captain. Here's a phaser. Okay, now he's got a phaser. Or like we had with the Riker beam onto the Klingon bird of prey, a transponder chip to beam away, like something. But it's just to give Michael Dorn a point of being in 6 hours of makeup, I guess. But yeah, edit. Put beam down to riser, and I do like the set design. It's colourful, it's bright, it's open. It's nice. It's good.
It is. It's very good. He bumps into Vash, who sees Sovak. Yeah, Sovak. And gives him a kiss. And then takes off. So it's like, hey, welcome to Ryza, essentially. Which, you can kind of expect that almost from Ryza. But
I mean, it's... Well, he doesn't know what to expect, and that's the fun. But it is a bit contrived, bump into the one lady. It would have been nice if it wasn't 1 second after beaming down. It's not very good writing, but whatever.
Man.
I don't know why he's looking away like he's embarrassed as well. Like, if he wants to go get her with a phaser, like, he's so stupidly coy in this one. Doesn't really make sense. Like, either you want it or you don't. You want to be aggressive or you don't. You want to be manipulative or don't. He does all of them here. He's not a very good Ferengi. Like, he's not very good at... Max is great. Character's not very good.
I think he was just shocked that she was with somebody that he hasn't seen before and he doesn't know who it is.
Well, then you'd be like, not like, oh no.
I didn't direct it.
No. No, you'd have had much more nudity.
Yes, this is true.
Yes.
This would be the
Mostly male, though.
no. Anyway, Brian Straight, $5. Great part of the episode: women in bathing suits. Worst part: Picard is in unsettling small swim trunks.
Yes.
And lots of chest hair.
They are very tiny. I think that was one of the conceits. It's like, the women can be in this thin, but you, Patrick, have to match them. Yes? Really? Yes. They gets it on. It's like, it is very tight. How do you think they feel? Well, fair enough. And I like how he just passes the aliens. It's like, doesn't he think they stand out a little bit? Or is that their bathing suit? Like, well, that could be their bathing suit, but... It's just a funny edit of like, oh, but it's like if you had an expert just standing there like, oh, comedy cut. Ah, oh, yeah. I don't know. Weird choice.
Yeah, his book gets splashed, which would annoy the shit out of me. Because when paper gets wet, even if you dab it off right away, it still gets bubbly.
Because they're on a pool side.
Yeah.
Pool.
Yeah.
Wish it had a pool.
Olivia Joe like short shorts. Picard like short shorts.
Yeah.
Yes, he does like short shorts.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, the girl's having issues with Hoverball. And then she starts talking to him, and he's like, well, you're the fifth woman that asked me that today.
Mm-hmm.
What
Well,
are
this
you doing?
morning. This
What are you
morning.
doing? Yeah, this morning, yeah.
Oh, is the Andorian.
I'm
Now I see him. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really subtle. I like it. Huh. Sorry.
That's okay. So I'm reading my book, Would Like to Be Left Alone. She's like, and afterwards?
Yeah.
Don't know. Haven't thought about it. May I recommend a swim followed by a massage? I'm confused. You have a Vorgon. Yes.
Are you not
and,
horny? What? What?
The Vorgon is the Ryzian symbol of sexuality. To own one is to call forth its powers. To display one is to say you're seeking Jamahara. Riker.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
And I definitely recognize her. She is in
Yeah,
other
she
things.
is familiar. She is familiar, for sure.
I'll have to work out how where, but she's absolutely in this, as a in other episodes. Like in Star Trek, or something else. And she's cute. It's a nice little scene because you wonder though, is she like a resident? Is she a tourist? Is she a staff member? The lines feel blurry in this episode of like, well, is she just offering sex because he wants sex and having just a nice time, or is it like more like a bar lady, or I don't know. I think it's all melded in this planet, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
You just sort of are.
Sorry about the Uthat, puts in $2. Aliens look like Ta'akaya and Zells from Stargate 1 Spirits.
Yes, I thought that, yes. Azazel and yeah. I did, yeah, there's the nasal stuff, yeah. But yes, he hides a Horgon, and is a generally funny little exchange.
But it was great seeing the Andorian. First time I've noticed it.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Just like a few episodes ago. And we were talking about it during that episode. Was it ever seen in TNG again, in Andorian? It's like, well, I don't know. Is it?
Yes!
There it is.
I was right! She was possibly Bashir's great-great-grandmother in Trials and Tribulations.
Ooh, Lieutenant Watley.
Yes! Because there's close-ups on her face in that one. She's a pivotal side story, so therefore you remember her. Excellent. Her name is, oh wow, Deredel L. Imstein. Deirdre.
Deirdre?
Well,
Don't know.
okay.
Jeff Jacobs, $2. I can see from here you got 50 likes. 100? Make Jeff pay. 90 people watching. Everybody hit that like button. Let's get the likes up, guys. Like it for the Vorgons. Like it for the Ryzian women. Like it just because.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, she hasn't even done any acting. Her first acting role was TNG, and her third to last was DS9. Huh.
Well, she's got a good percentage of Star Trek in that acting career.
But speaking of percentage of Star Trek, the not Rom gives an interesting scene. I think this scene, unfortunately, makes Patrick look a lot better. Because I like Patrick's build to this. I think Max quite nails this because he's, I don't get what he's trying to do exactly here again, but because it's fun to have a scene where you as the audience know something's going on, but Picard doesn't, so he's genuinely saying, "What the hell are you on about?" And it's nice to see he's trying to be polite because as far as he knows, he's just gone crazy. And this is a weird planet anyway, getting approached by women, men, Ferengi, they all want different things. That just happens.
Olivia Julius, $2. Hashtag Picard fertilizer.
Not yet. Well, that's later though.
Well, I love how he threatens him and says, I know I've seen you with her. I know you're working with her. It's a mistake. He's like, you'll find that Ferengi demands carry little weight with me.
You must have never dealt with
my people before. It's like all too often. We are not to be trifled with or trusted.
He's like,
you dare to insult me? I know nothing of any woman or the disc you speak of. The disc is mine, and so is the woman. Remember that. Oh, it just the way he stands up to him, like the Ferengi at one point, like.
Yep.
Even though he's.
What's the book?
Yeah.
The body language is just it's fun, and this is obviously where the Ferengi are still shifting. He's trying to be menacing, but really he's comical. I mean, it doesn't help he's in an amazingly bright, nice, intricate, almost like space Hawaiian shirt. Hardly menacing in a space Hawaiian shirt. Although again, another edit I really dislike here is that he's being menacing, and it cuts to the lady clearly like off to the corner, and it's like, why are you doing this in front of her? Like, what are you doing? Why?
She's probably on the other side of the pool, and he just hasn't seen her.
Yeah, but the way the editing, because such a small set, feels like she's just like there off frame. It just doesn't work. It's a bad edit. And then she says hi to him instantly as well. Again, it doesn't quite work.
Mark Lawrence, $5. Ferengi vacation attire is so bright because it always rainy weather on their homeworld.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Libby Julius, $5. Look at the 80s fashion. Captain, did you really dress like that back then? Nope. And James McGill, $5. Picard, lucky Gene Roddenberry didn't have him to remove body hair like Kirk did in TOS. Wonder what place on Earth is similar to Ryza. Hawaii?
Yeah.
Maybe the closest.
Yeah, but one thing as a man...
Or a resort. Just a resort.
Yeah, as a man, I'm very thankful I don't have chest hair, because that just looks embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not be good with that. But those Speedos, though, reflective. But then Vash comes and says hi. He politely declines her advance. Isn't it an advance?
I'm not seeking Jabahara on. She's like, I'm not offering it. But you should try it, she says.
Yeah, it's a genuinely charming conversation. Especially considering he'd just been ramped up in his aggression level heavily. Like, visibly, oh my god, I hate this guy. And she's now manipulating him, so it's a very, everyone's off kilter here. But it's charming how quickly she can, change his feelings and That was cute.
Yeah. Then my name is Vash, and he's like, I'm the captain of Federation Starship.
But he says it under his breath a little bit.
He does.
Which I like.
And then, yeah, basically, Soval, the Ferengi, offers her weight in gold for the disc. Worthless gold.
Yes, that was a funny line. There's always supercuts on YouTube where it cuts from that to basically him as well, same actor, similar costume, saying, or at least with Quark saying gold, worthless gold. But then again, I mean, it's valuable. Obviously, if you can offer valueless gold to a species that values gold, that's genius. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's actually very clever. You know that humans value gold, therefore offer gold. Yeah.
Well, she's the disc in his pocket too at this point.
Which is a nice move. Although we know she's got a clone in her room anyway, possibly at this point. I guess not. Yeah. I don't know, maybe. Now, what do you think of Max's makeup here as pre-ROM Ferengi?
I like it. I like his one tooth too, the janky one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, it's good.
It's
He's a daemon, eh? He's got the Ferengi thing on his forehead, the tattoo.
Well,
We've only seen daemons with that.
I would hazard to say he's an ex-daemon.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's the symbol.
I like it. What's clear is they've got. I think obviously this is he's not the hero of this tale, so there's less money. The cheeks are much more like thick, unmovable prosthetic. They don't really act well, as in you just can't. Whereas later they do, you know. And I think there's a lot more like dark grooves in this version. Whereas later it's much softer, much more human skin like. So he's much more like it's a good comparison. Ron is a much better looking Ferengi, but this guy still is like it's nice how the same actor, same sort of makeup, you can still create two different vibes. So I give him more credit for, because imagine like Michael Westmore saying, "Oh shit, I got to re-Ferengi this guy and not look the same." Okay, it's the same face. Where do I go from the same face?
Yeah. No, it was done well, I think.
Yeah. Oh no, I like this scene. I think this scene is a really great where it is. Walks into his room and they're right there scanning, and they just come out and tell him they're from the future. And this is often the entire plot of an episode. Aliens from the future or people from the future doing a thing. And I can't wait to get to the one with the guy who's the historian. I love that episode. I think it's really a good episode, like really fun.
Like that one.
And this is just them scanning, and I mean, as a captain, this is a really important thing to deal with. And I also like how he's brandishing the sex symbol at them. It's like, "You will not. What are you doing here?" And they're like, "We will not. You stop pointing at us, please." What? Oh, sorry.
Jarzia, $5. Rom has that same janky tooth. Probably saved the prosthetic and used it again in DS9. I don't think it's as prominent as this one, though.
I can't imagine. Let me Google that, because that doesn't feel right to me. Oh, no, he does, yeah. Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Very strange.
So, yeah, we get introduced to the Vorgons. They come from the 27th century. They came 300 years into the past to find Picard. He's like, "If you're from the future, what do you want with me? Have you heard of the Tox Uthat? I'm aware of the legend. It foretells that a visitor from the future who left behind a mysterious device known as the Tox Uthat." So they explain that it's actually a quantum phase inhibitor capable of halting all nuclear reactions within a star. The time traveler stole the device and fled to the past to hide it. We are part of the security team assigned to retrieve it. When we returned, we searched through the historical records for its fate. We came across a report that said you found it while on Ryza. If I find it, what then? You must give it to us immediately so we can return it. You will find it. It's already a part of history. So it's like, okay, how much details do they have? Because later they do say that you were you fulfilled your fate. You destroyed it. And if you're time travelers, you can fix shit up and know what's going on. Go back.
Should we talk about that now or then? I
don't know. Probably then.
Okay, we'll put the pin in it and we'll jump back. Because it is interesting. I appreciate the writing, even though I would like better writing, if that makes sense. But I do like the scene a lot. I like how blunt they are. I like the fact that it's a you imagine Picard would know about a lot of the really cool archaeological things. So I like the way that this scene plays, especially, and how they're both blank canvases as characters, but also you do get a slight menace from them. At least I do, just a little bit of menace. So you're thinking, is that just the body language? Is that the tone, or is that nothing? Because they're being honest. But as we've talked about, anyone could come back from anywhere and do anything. So who the hell's to say? But it's a good backstory, and I appreciate Picard believing them, although they shouldn't necessarily believe them straight away.
Yeah. I do like the little devices built into their heads, though.
Yeah, they're cool.
Later, you get a shot side view, and it's got like a digital thing going.
I don't know if you noticed later on, but when they shoot Vash, it's actually just a crystal, a red pointy crystal. That's their hand weapon. It's like, oh, cool.
They're very, very super cool and advanced, or just lazy.
No, I think. Well, that's the question. Did the guy that designed these genuinely think they were from the future, or an alien race that's just advanced?
Professor later, well, in his notes, it says about the Vorgons, a male and a female. I'm wondering how he knew about that, if they were time travelers, like how I got that information, and it opens
Also,
up
it's a race and not just two people. I mean,
yeah.
you know, maybe they always travel in pairs. Don't know.
Other day, Julia is $5. What's with aliens in the last 2 episodes that have weird chins?
Yeah, chins and big heads.
Profile of the face.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a good makeup. I'll give him credit, but it's not quite as good as last week or something about it. Maybe it's because their eyes get so lost in the makeup. Like I'm looking at it and I'm so like hit by red face, but I don't quite see the eyes. You know? There's a certain disconnect.
Yeah.
I think it works better in close-ups, but especially in long shots it doesn't work as well. Anyway, but yeah, so he finds the crystal. Well, I certainly thought it was the crystal. I thought it was.
I did too. Even this time we're watching it, I'm like,
because they mention a thing in a thing about the size of your hand. Like their description is this as well. I was like, oh wow, that was easy. I guess there's more to the plot. It's a very weird edit. They should have been looked more different.
yeah.
But that's okay.
So he goes to Vash's room. Now her door is open when he walks by. So was he just wandering around, or did he find out where she was? Not a big deal.
Well, he used
Anyway,
the computer to say, computer, where is Vash?
That's what
No
I assumed
surname.
too.
Yeah.
Door open. It's not like I don't know. He looked like he was just strolling by.
Well, she just got there as well, and she didn't bother to close the door.
Maybe he was following her. Anyway.
Well.
So yeah, they talk about the Tox Uthat, and rumors are it's located on Ryza. Well, maybe we can, find it together. I don't need a partner. Then she goes on to talk about Professor Samuel Estragon. Never trust those Samuels. He spent half his life looking for that Tox Uthat, and I served as his personal assistant for the last 5 years. But shortly before this guy died, he discovered new information, and that disc contains his research notes and maps. I'm like, oh, it's a disc. Okay, cool. Sovak and I are definitely not working together. He wants to sell it to the highest bidder. I told the professor I'd get it to the Daystrom Institute for study. Picard's like, well, I'll go in your place because, I'm a man and a captain.
Well, yeah. Also, Dan23 says, volume's not good, sound was loud and sounds quiet, but I just checked on my phone and we're fine, we're the same, so refresh a browser or something because it's absolutely fine on listen to it. So this is I'm confused by that. I know this is her first introduction, sure, great. But given what we know about her, I don't buy for a second her story. Because I don't think she'd use 5 years to find one trinket. She's a treasure hunter that explores. I don't think she'd give 5 years to work with a guy for one thing. I assume she's lying.
Maybe they started her treasure hunting. Maybe she was actually his assistant.
Yeah, but it's a I mean, most professors aren't Indiana Jones. I don't know. I just get the sense that it's all bullshit anyway. Like I don't buy this is because she's so crafty. She wouldn't just sit there 5 years. And if it took 5 years to find one thing, like I don't like the fact that they say his research he dies, right? Now does he die because she kills him? It seems to be an untimely death. But he literally knows the exact spot on Ryza. Like, he has 100% found it. And then dies mysteriously before he gets there.
27 kilometers due east in some subterranean caves.
Yeah. Like, that seems like... I mean, I'm sure the Ferengi killed him or she killed him. Because he like...
Well, no, I don't know about that.
So he died the day he found the exact location of it. After half a day. Well, then why didn't he go to Ryza?
He didn't.
No, but I'm saying, why didn't he? Like, he found it, but he waited 9 years to go get it. Like, he knows where it is, 100% somehow. Why did he not go straight away?
Because he had other obligations, maybe.
He spent half his life. You assume he's at least
shortly
50.
before he died, so it could have been like a month, a couple weeks. But yeah, it does seem sketchy.
Like, it doesn't... I don't like the fact that they say later on, are you sure it's here? Yes, we have unbeatable evidence. What evidence? Because you literally knew where it was within 1 meter.
Well, later you find out that she's probably already got it. She's probably already retrieved it, and this is all a ruse to show that.
And that's what I mean. There. So how much of it is lies? Like, maybe it wasn't.
Exactly.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if she killed him, honestly, or like let him die or something. I mean, if she thinks it's that, well, the whole episode is a lie. It's a one big lie, or at least a Ferengi killed him. You know, I can definitely, because I don't think he'd be. It just, you know, yeah, it's all a bit dodge.
Julius, $10. What would make this better is make this a clip episode where Picard has to go back to past episodes to find the item. Hashtag better than the last episode in season 2. No.
Last episode of season 2. Which one was that then?
Shades of Grey.
Oh well, yes. I mean, I would like to have seen more from time travel. That would have been cool. And John says it doesn't mean that's all she was doing for those 5 years. Yeah, but I mean, otherwise you're like a part-time 1 day a week. I mean, it takes time to get places. So if you summered with the professor for 2 years out of, you know, either you're his full-time assistant or you're really not his assistant that much, and then, you know, or he has 50 assistants, and you know, it just doesn't. The story doesn't work properly. But how much is she lying about? You know, I think a lot more than she says.
But they decide to go after it, and you need to change first. Meet in the lobby in 15 minutes. So they go down and they run into Sovak. And here we get the little story of how he paid her to steal it, so you shouldn't trust her. She's greedy and she's a greedy and unscrupulous woman. Perfect mate for a Ferengi.
Which is an amazing line. That's very clever.
Yeah, and he's still on about getting with her. So even though she's pretty, it looks like she's not interested.
Well, also she's pretty clothed, and that's already not a good thing for a mate. I mean, you know, any good Ferengi would not be clothed right now. Just saying. Yeah, that's not being sexist. That's just their culture.
Yeah, exactly. That makes it all right. So they end up in, well, he knocks out Sovak and throws his weapon just into the bushes.
It's a really stupid little non-scene. Like
is.
A kid might find that phaser, and he's not a very good Captain Picard from like now until most of the episode. I don't think like that. Picard wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. Like,
better just to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Safe and have something to defend yourself with.
Yeah, he just wouldn't do that. He also doesn't even question Vash now knowing it's a lie. Like this, it doesn't. It's not written very well for a bit. Yeah. I also don't like the fact that she calls him out saying I don't want a partner, and then she just accepts him as a partner, even though his point is just to keep her company. He has no point in this episode. Like, what is his point? As just fluff to prove to the Ferengi? Like, and she wants to bang him? It's like Indiana Jones. He serves no point in the first film. From this point on, Picard serves really no point except being a man to play with. It's weird, you know? I wish he'd done more actively.
Yeah. But they're in the caves. We find out they have another 11 kilometers to go, but they're going to decide to stay there the night. She kind of confesses and says, yeah, I have something to tell you. He did pay me. I didn't steal it, though. The professor was dead, and I had spent 6 years of my life tracking this thing down. But you took his money. It's the only way I could afford to get to Ryza. So maybe the professor just didn't have the means to get to Ryza. However, you pay to go to Ryza.
And that's one of those weird, like, anachronisms of, okay, we got to pay to get here.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not necessarily in the Federation, like a member world. I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
No, I think they would accept different kinds of currency from all over on Ryza. He does say that he purchased the Vorgon.
Yes.
I just purchased it. So he did use some kind of currency to...
And you think a pleasure planet would want to be neutral. Like, you wouldn't want to side with one side, you know.
Yeah.
But I still don't necessarily believe she was an assistant to him. She lies about most things, so I just don't really buy it. It's that level of, well, what is she really doing? Don't know. So it makes it mysterious, but,
Yeah. Anyway, they lay down together. She rolls over and steals blankets. She's like,
That's a good gag. I like it. It's a well shot little gag there.
Yeah.
And then she brings up their almost fun times. And he kisses her. He travels a long way to kiss her. And then we fade to the next scene.
Which means that they had sex.
They just had sex on
It's the Star Trek
Riser.
just had sex thing. The other thing is just changing to the next scene and Captain Kirk's putting his boots back on.
Oh yeah, it's pretty blatant. I kind of wish it was more implicit. And that sounds weird, but it's like dooba-dooba-doo.
You're echoing in the cavern.
Well, no, like you said, just put the boots on, or I don't know. It's not quite romantic enough for them. I don't know.
Well, should they lit a campfire or a candle in?
Yeah, I don't know. But yep, then they get to the same set again because they only have a couple of sets, and they find, well, they know it's about here, but they can't scan it. It must be a thing in the rock.
7 meters down on the left hand side. I'm not against this wall.
Very exact, and I do love
that she can't scan, like she can't get exact reading because of the stuff in the rocks. So they have to dig.
Yes, I love the shovels that pack and depack. I wish there were more sci-fi. I know not in JJ, the sword like decoils. Would have been kind of nice if it was like a flat pack with a flat thing, and then you press a button, it goes, tsh, and then tsh. That'd have been cool. You could have made it a two fake prong prop. But I like it. And the guys awkwardly beam in like 1 second later, say, "Hello, hello."
We're here to witness a great moment.
And she's so okay with it. I know she's like, "What?"
Yeah,
but
and they just stand there for the whole thing, even after the Ferengi comes in. But
it's so awkward. Like, what are they? They're confusing.
Vash is like, you weren't going to tell me about this? Well, would you have brought me if you had known? Probably not.
But actually, that explains. I was going to say, well, why is she then playing along with it? Because she's being betrayed, as far as she's concerned. But she knows this is a fool's errand. That's why she's not right. Okay,
Yep.
So it feels a bit
convincing them and the Ferengi that it's not actually there.
Because it does feel weird that she just goes along with it, and they haven't got guns pointed at them. Like, just like,
not yet.
Right, keep going. Just keep going. Yep, stand here. Yeah.
Yeah, but then Sovok shows up, and
I gotta say, looks great in that costume.
Yeah.
Like, I was really surprised to see him in full Ferengi, because that's the only time Rom gets to be in it, I think.
See, it does look like a Daemon's uniform now, too.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's never clarified whether he's a Daemon, but I would assume so.
Well, like I say, ex-Daemon, because he was a bit shit at his job. Like, his dad was a Daemon, he got a Daemon, and then he put the Marauder into the ground.
Picard's like, well, how'd he get here? Well, I made a copy of the disc, but I burned it before we left. Only the outer casing was burned.
Yeah.
That's lazy, and I would have smashed it, then burned it, and smashed it some more.
Well, especially since she can hide a thing successfully in a thing and not be found by anybody.
Yeah. And but then later it's revealed that she actually did that on purpose so that she could prove that it wasn't there. So
no, I at the time of this watch, I was like, oh, that's a bit convenient, isn't it? Feels a bit dumb, but it's incredibly on purpose. So I appreciate the out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, and then when they take their shirts off, you realize they're both wearing basically the same outfit. Both with the collar thing that comes down, which made me laugh a little bit.
Well, maybe they selected Ryzian Explorer Gear number 3 on the replicator.
Yeah, no, I buy it. I buy it.
So anyway, they dig and dig and dig, and it's not there.
Ooh.
And we should have run into it by now. And the Ferengi's like, no, it must be. And he goes down and starts digging himself.
Yeah, I do like his I like his acting in this bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fun. But I wonder how long she was gonna wait. How long was she gonna play the game?
I love how she waited till Picard said, this is, I
Yeah.
would have found it by now. And she's like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't want to be the one to say it.
Yep.
It was like too obvious.
Which is also very passive. Like, all of her other scenes, she's incredibly active in the conversation. Here, she's just sort of going along with everything. That's probably a hint as well that this isn't, or this is according to her plan. And then again, once they explains, it isn't here, which again brings into question, why was the professor sure? I mean, it's more likely he's wrong than right out of all the universe. And so I kind of liked that curveball. Again, I knew where it was going, so the curveball didn't work on me, but it would have been a good curveball if it first time watching it. And then all of a sudden, the aliens, they just go. It's like, oh, okay, okay. And they just leave. It's like, okay, cool, I guess.
So yeah, they go back.
So 27 kilometers later.
Yep.
I guess they all spent another night in a cave, even though they didn't take their packs with them because they left them with them. Or do they do the entire 27 kilometers that day / night?
That's one of those tropes of TV and movies that the trip there is arduous. The trip back is never just instant.
It's always, I absolutely adore the trope where they're talking about something and then cut. They're now 8 or 9 hours travel distance away and they can do the conversation. It's like, so you just sat in silence for 9 hours.
Or now you're talking about the important thing just as you're pulling up to the thing.
Yep. But what we do there? So they're just talking about things as they get back to the hotel room, but they just had 9 hours. You'd think they'd talk about it and say, well, where should we go now? And it's pretty funny, It's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. But he goes back to his quarters and he gets a beep from the Enterprise. Hey, your Uber's arrived. We're here to pick you up.
It does feel like that, doesn't it, actually?
Yeah. Be ready to initiate transporter code 14 on my signal. Transporter code 14.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
I know it's a small detail, but I like the idea that it's nighttime here. So he's got a set day and night cycle, but as soon as he beams on Enterprise, which is going to have a different day and night cycle, imagine if he's at 11 p.m. here, beams on board Enterprise, it's only like 2 p.m. and now he has to do an entire, does he go on his shift? He has a sleep cycle to deal with here. I just like to do a time zone problem because now he's had a nice chill 7-day vacation. Now he's got to go back to Enterprise time zone. It's a small detail, just you never get to see that sort of thing because obviously I don't think Riker's on his 2 a.m. shift. It's probably during the day, but this is not during the day. It's such a non-detail, but you never get to see planets during the night in conversation.
Well, whenever you go on a shore leave, I guess you got a day or two extra tacked on the end, so you can recover and get synced back up with the ship. That's probably what they do.
Yeah. Or Beverly gives you a tss.
There you go.
Stims. That's the name of the game.
But he's waiting for her in the lobby. She comes down in a nice dress. And he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? And you can tell that he knows exactly what's going on right at this point. Mm-hmm. Up till here, you're kind of like, are you dumb?
Yeah. Although, just a little shout out, great dress from her.
Oh, yeah.
Suits her very well.
So he's like, where did you hide the Tox Uthat? You wouldn't have been so careless as to allow Sovok to retrieve any information from that disk. You were probably there before and found it. Mm-hmm. She's like, yeah, it's a piece of the future. A very dangerous piece, she says. Were you really going to give this to the Daystrom Institute? Well, first of all, she shows him where she hid it, which is under one of the boards.
In plain sight, but part of the non-buyable display Vorgons rather than the readily available gift shop Vorgons. Vorgons. I mean, brave place to put it, to be honest, in the lobby.
Yep. It's a place nobody would suspect.
Yeah.
But all it takes is, somebody brushing by it, knocking that over. Oh, look.
Wow.
It's not like it was secured down.
And if you watch the edit, as she's pulling it out, you can see the thing that isn't connected because she's going to open it. So she's actively holding the pieces together because the prop's not quite right. It's really subtle, but it's like trying to hold together. This is a good reveal. I think you can see it coming. You know what I mean? I think at a certain point it's like, yeah, okay, this makes sense. It's still a good reveal. But then it's still risking everything because he could have shot you. Ferengi could have killed you, or all these other things, to having found the secret ultra treasure. I mean, did you also scan it first? I mean, all these things of what you could have done, could still lead to treasure. I mean, it's risking everything. And considering that they kissed within 1 second of arrival, we can assume the Ferengi said hi to him 1 day after arrival. The Enterprise says it took them 5 days to find it, or to communicate with each other. Like, where's the time gone? So I doubt the Ferengi said hi on the 3rd day.
We spent 2 days walking, so.
And then 2 days walking back. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There's the 5 days. So does that mean she had a 5-day head start on the Ferengi? Because if he got there as soon as she got there, well, no, because she stole his money, then bought the ticket.
Yeah, then he would have had to find her,
or find the money to find her again. Damn it, gotta find 2 tickets now. But hey, really ballsy, really, really ballsy.
So he asks, are you gonna give this to the Dace Institute? She's like, well, maybe not give.
Which is a nice line. Although, again, if you're a research assistant, you weren't in it for the research. Like, she was going to steal it or manipulate the professor either way. She was never just going to do it for the science, clearly. Which, again, devalues the whole what she's telling the truth. Or, unless she's using the professor to get all access to his entire research catalogue, so she can steal all of his, finds. I mean, that's a good way of being a thief, is getting a professor's, database.
And Christopher Rowland says this is turning into a bad Dixon Hill plot. Yep. The mystery of the cursed diamond. Same thing.
Well, it is cursed, because instantly the Vorgons beam in. And I do like how they handle this scene.
Yeah.
Because we're thinking the exact same thing.
Yep.
What? And why is Picard so trusting? It's exactly what we're thinking in this moment.
She says, you're not just going to give it to them, are you? He's like, well, I assume the Vorgons have proof to back up their claim.
And they're like, we are here. Like, that is proof.
And Vash is like, Vorgons? Professor's note said it was 2 Vorgons, a male and a female, that intended to steal the Uthat in the first place.
Now, is that the first place of years ago or in his lab? Because we haven't talked about stealing it in the first. So I assume that was hundreds of years ago when it was originally put down. Because it was hidden from. Because they say it was hidden from their time. So I assume it was them that are the people that tried to steal it, but they didn't do the good job. It was hidden, and they've tried again.
They said the guy that created it took it back through time because it was somebody attempted to steal it.
Which I assume was them.
Oh, yes, very likely, yes.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's so ambiguous. What is it? We'll get into that in a minute. We'll write at the press post of what the hell this means. But I like the lack of evidence. I like they don't even bother with evidence. It's just we are here. That is evidence. And it's it's not though.
And there's this little red crystal gun.
It's so shit, isn't it? It's wonderfully shit. I love it. It's so shit. Yeah.
And she could have died there, but Picard's like, it's all good. Whatever.
Oh yeah, his reaction is terrible, isn't it? It's like, oh, you're getting killed. Oh, okay. You got disintegrated. That's weird. Oh, wow.
That's exactly what he did. So transporter code 14, 2-second delay, and then boom.
Although obviously he says in my vicinity, on my location, that's not.
At my location, yeah.
And he didn't say what. I mean, it's a stupid little moment.
He didn't put the communicator on top of it.
Nope. Yeah. That would have been the thing to do.
Yep.
Because otherwise, why aren't you beaming the ceiling? Why aren't you beaming, He should at least have said beam, destroy the crystal thing. I don't know. It's the wrap up. It's the dumb wrap up moment. It doesn't quite work. And also, if it's a dangerous temporal weapon thing, maybe destroying it will do bad things. Maybe that will do bad things, and he doesn't care. He just blows up into a little piddly explosion. So he's risking everyone in the universe potentially on the off chance. So it's not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Vorgon lady's like, history recorded that you destroyed the Uthat. You have fulfilled your destiny all too well, Picard.
And we're like, what? What? Oh, okay. Bye, I guess. Thanks for playing. What?
We're going to go back and just get right back in the time machine and go back to last week and do this again. We're going to follow Vash this time.
Yeah. 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 Well, it's funny
So
because
who
then
recorded this? Supposedly they recorded that the Utah was destroyed, or Vash did, or somebody did after the events of this, and
remember
now
that.
they have more of the story, so they can fill in the gaps.
Well, remember they said that they're here because there's an unknown item that Picard registered in his records. So therefore, they got the records of him destroying. So they got the records of Picard saying what they said. So they were able to re-say what they said to allow him to do the events that he did because they knew what was going to happen either which way. And that's why, again, we'll get into a minute if they are already what they say they are, because it doesn't necessarily all make sense. But they just leave. And they don't go back 4 minutes and just pick up the statue and take it. 4 minutes. That's all you need. Maybe 10. Maybe 10. But we'll dial back at the end. We'll dial back and have a debate because, yeah, it's complicated.
So she's like she watches them pack any position. I don't suppose there are any positions for archaeologists on the Enterprise. It's like somehow I don't think you'd find life aboard a starship suitable to your tastes. She's like, you're probably right.
It's cute though.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do now? Gonna go explore the ruins on Sarthon 5. Are you serious? Are you out of your body mind? They are merciless to trespassers. Aw, Jean-Luc, you really do care about me.
That's
like,
nice. That's nice.
And it's like, promise me you'll stay out of trouble. Well, I always try to stay out of trouble.
It's a good line.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, hey, trouble is just there, and I'm there too. I don't know.
Wouldn't you like to see the adventures of Vash and Q? Those two personalities like clashing against each other all the time. It's like a sitcom.
Well, maybe Vash at this age and young Q without his powers, because Q would be boring because he could just do anything. So no, not remotely. Maybe Guinan, her, and a guy. Then you've got the age-old wisdom person, the manipulator, and then someone else. But you could have an archaeology miniseries with her. Well, Indiana Jones, she's not an archaeologist, she's a thiefiologist. Yes, he beams back up, and everyone's like, how you doing, sir? And he's like, yep. But Riker, yes, sir. We have to talk. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You's in trouble.
But he's doing that great thing of, I need to teach my officers a little lesson about lying to me, but it's a funny lesson, so I'm going to make them sweat just enough, but not be mad. And the body language is all like, see me in my principal's office.
Yeah.
You did a thing, and you know what? It's that sort of fun. And you can feel it. You really can.
Well, I just love Riker at the end. I told you he'd have a good time.
Yep.
Meanwhile, they have no idea what's happened at this point. They thought he had a relaxing, sit by the pool all week kind of thing.
Yep.
But no, he went on a little adventure because that's what he does.
Yeah. And it was a pretty easy adventure too. To be fair, considering what he does, it's actually on his lower spectrum of hard things.
Yeah. Well, now I think it's time for the discussion.
Yeah. Right. So what did you? Okay. Well, let's say, what did you take from the Vorgons? Like, what was your personal? Having now watched it, finished the review, what do you take from it as your best explanation? Or is it what's your thing? Where do you fall?
I don't know, because the thing is, Picard even says, hey, they're time travelers. We could do this all again, and we'll see each other again when he's talking to Vash, right? And it's true. They're time travelers. Each time they do it, unless they're limited in some way, each time they do it, they'll be able to find out more information and piece it together and actually get the goddamn thing, which would change the outcome of this. So there's a branching off point from this moment to form the alternate universe that is the Picard series. Ha!
Yeah.
Because he doesn't destroy it. He doesn't find it. He doesn't deal with Vash. There you go. That's what happened. Mystery solved.
But fair to say, you believe they're time travelers. You buy that.
Yes. I believe so.
Do you think they're what they say they are, as the cops at the end of the day?
Absolutely not.
But do you believe they're actually after the crystal or not? That's a different question, because they could get it, but they don't. So Are they actually after it, or just there to see events happen?
Maybe they're trying to set right what once went wrong, hoping each time that their next leap will be the leap home.
Wouldn't it be great if at the start of the episode you see the two of them and suddenly one flares and they're like, says to the lady, "Oh boy, what? Nothing."
Oh boy. Yeah, as they beam in. No, I don't know. I do believe there are time travelers, but yeah, they're more like criminals from the future. But I think there'd be more high stakes then and more danger from them instead of just standing there.
Because they're so passive, and they play zero except the end when they shoot Vash, which again is the least they could do. They play no part in the episode, like actually actively. So I is the implication that really they're just here to observe, that they know they're just here to do a series of events. They are here to get it. It might be different this time, but they know they're not going to, so they're just here to see and just live it. Maybe they're time travelers just accept time and just live time and have no personal stake in time, even though they're part of it. Because again, they do nothing to actually whatever it. As we said, now they know where the thing is. They can go back one day, pick it up, and they've got it. There's no reason at all they couldn't have it unless they didn't want it. They have
cut out the scene. They cut out the scene at the end where Captain Braxton walks in.
Yeah, and he just phases them both.
Yep.
I'm tired of you guys. You've done this. You've read this episode 443 times. Stop.
It's not that good an episode.
Yeah, but I'm kind of inclined to think either they're not time travelers and it's all a clever lie, and they're just beaming from their ship that's cloaked in orbit.
Could be.
Because that's why they don't know anything, and they've got to pretend like the other time traveler. They've got to pretend to be knowledgeable, but at the end of the day, once it's destroyed, they have nothing to gain, so they leave because they're just after it. They're not vengeful. They're just that's why either that or they are the good guys, and they're just playing their part, as in they know the events, so they are just here to be. Because I can't see them being the criminals, even though they're implied to be everything, but their actions do not allow them to be most things.
No, I kind of like the idea that they're not time travelers. Actually, would make a lot more sense.
Because there is no proof, and they can just beam in. That's why at the start I remembered them saying we're too early, but beyond, there's no evidence specifically. I mean, how do they know Picard's going to go to Risa?
He doesn't even know that, yeah.
But since there's no distinct time frame of when that was filmed, that would have been great if they'd cut to Stardate, it's season 1 of TNG, and it cuts to Picard in the jumpsuit on the Enterprise, and they beam this we're 2 years too early. It would have been nice to have a genuine time thing. We're too early.
They beam into Risa, and there's Captain Archer.
Yeah.
Way too early. What?
Or if they'd had actually that would have been kind of cool. Really subtle. When they beam in, you see two guys in TWOC uniform walk by, and the audience knows, oh, they're early, or TOS. They're really early. That would have been a nice little reference, or some such. And what do you guys think? Because I'm very divided. It's so ambiguously whichever way. Let us know, guys. I really want to know what you think. And click like. We're at 91 likes, 91 people watching. So click like on hit. See at least 110. Doable. But what do you guys think?
Yeah. No, I mean it's not a bad episode. There's a lot of potential that was kind of missed, I think, and it's great. It's great being introduced to Vash and seeing Rom before he's Rom. So there's a lot of great elements in this one, and the mystery of the Tox Uthats. Not the best episode, not the worst, is all I can say. It's lacking a lot of Star Trek-isms, I guess, and the crew.
And it shouldn't be. Even the Dixon Hill episodes, you know what I mean? They that one we watched in season 1, that was much more full of intrigue than this one, which is weird. It really shouldn't be, considering. Don't know.
So
let me find the document then. Season 3.
Yeah, you find the document.
And read some Super Chat ones first.
Okay there, buddy. Olivia Julius, $5. I give this episode 2.5 out of 5 points for no Picard fertilizers. Hashtag Picard
Well,
short shorts.
like I said, he may have fertilized in a certain scene, so you don't know.
The original Picard fertilizer. Eugene, 500 rubles, 7 out of 10. Nice, but overcomplicated. I wouldn't say it's overcomplicated. It's too simplistic. It's not complicated enough, and I think that's the problem.
The thing is, the potential is huge. Just doesn't quite live up to it.
Yeah. Ozzy throws in $5. This episode gets 7 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for Trekyards. Skeleton hands. And Olivia Julius, $5. I give this Trekyards episode 4.5 points off because the captain isn't wearing short shorts. I'm wearing shorts, but I'm wearing cargo shorts because I'm a dad. That's what dads do. All right. So, did you pull up the document yet?
Yes.
All right. So for season 3, this is going to get a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 6.5. 6.5 out of 10. It is enjoyable. I do like seeing Vash and stuff, so it's got some interesting points. But like I said, I always forget the second half. I always forget, at least the like chunk near the end, where they're digging it up. I always forget that part. For all of TNG, this is probably going to get a 4.5. Again, not the worst thing ever, but kind of under that midline.
I do, like I said, I do think there's a certain factor of some people love it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because it doesn't hit that. It's sort of episode where it's as if you were an Indiana Jones fan. You said your favorite is the 4th one, and we'd look at you saying, "Really?" Is that sort of like there's still some fun stuff in it, sure, okay, but is that okay? Maybe not that drastic. Maybe like the second one the most. It's like, really?
There are a few people that do like Temple of Doom the most,
and they're wrong. I mean,
they are wrong.
They are wrong. And guys, I'd love to see how $15 super chats would be great. It's a nice gentle closeout today. We've done reasonably good today, but 15 would be nice. My closing thoughts are it about lived up to what I remembered. And the fact that I remembered all the plot points shows how simple it is. I liked the promise. I liked, you're right, the first bit was actually pretty fun, seeing the different characterizations. Riker's good, Troy's good, the Doctor's good, all those bits are good. They wasted the wharf scene. The motivation was not clear for Vash wasn't clear. Ambiguous could be fun, but doesn't fit with the character exactly with how it's portrayed, which is fine. Ferengi was goodish, but didn't quite reach. And they really needed a pool, just build a square off camera and just have the corner be water. Like, as you pan in, there's a pool there, It bugged me, because your brain says, oh, it's a set, when clearly there's meant to be a pool there. And no matte painting of, the pleasure outside would have been good, too. Because it feels very claustrophobic. The budget does not allow it to embrace its theme.
DS9 shows it better with an actual beach.
Absolutely. 100%. It's like for where it fails, the episode where Picard lands on planet and is seduced by a lady and he's given a pain emitter on his stomach, and the lady's really a man, and that weird one. They do show the map painting outside stuff, so you get a real sense of where they are. Here, you don't. You get no sense of where they are. It's very set. Shouldn't feel that way. But there's nothing bad in it particularly, except a few plot little things. I don't know. So I'll get my score on. I think we're at what are we at? $8. So 7 more, guys. $7 more.
We're at $9.
Well, I'm converting Canadian to.
Oh.
Yeah. Because otherwise, if I said I want 100 Canadian, and then it converts down to, so it doesn't. Yeah, I have to think American, otherwise it doesn't. Sorry, Stuart. It's like if we get £5, $7. Yeah. For me, this season, this is a really good season. Do I do the what I feel like or what it's probably worth? Because you often say how much you enjoy it. Which score should I give it? What I think or what it's probably worth?
I don't know. Wow. What it's worth, I guess.
Oh, okay. It's 5 for this season. But I would have given it like a 4.5. I think it's subpar. This is like sub-average. This season. But again, this is the strongest season. All of TNG, 6-ish. You know, a bit better than
average. That's a little higher than I thought.
Yeah, so it's a bit better than average. You know, because there are bad episodes, and this is a bit better than average.
Yeah,
not a lot better than average, but a little, maybe 5. Okay, between 5, and 6. But this season in particular, it doesn't do well in because this is a good season, and I might even between 4 and 5 for this season, and between 5 and 6 for all TNG. So it's a weird scale of where it fits. Now, if this was season 2, it'd be probably like a 7.5, 8. Season 1, it'd probably be an 8.5, but it's not. Yeah.
Olivia Julius, $5.
Thanks.
I need to reclaim my honor. I need to be the last super chat. Honor to my house and to the Klingon Empire. Today is a good day to super chat.
Well, I wish glory to you and your house,
but not today. Jersey puts in another $5. 5.5 for TNG, 6.5 for season 3. It's somewhat memorable, and it's good to see Picard outside the captain's role. Still, the time travel plot was.
You know what it is? It's a memorable episode that doesn't live up to your memory. That's what it is.
Yep.
Oh, it's when he goes on holiday, it's time travel, and you watch it, and you're like.
And Vash.
And you're like, but none of that was done very well.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
That's exactly. Yeah.
Well done, Giles. Well done.
Olivia Julius, $2. Klingon, stupid autocorrect. Yes, well, I kind of got what you meant. Yeah. Holy shit, Foley does good Gowron eyes, do I? But not today. Anyway, yeah, so there we go. Any more super chats? Any more last, scores if you want to throw it at us?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised we're in the same rough place here. I was expecting you to love it. And next week, Friday, we've got Tin Man, which I know you dislike, and I only have memories of being okay.
I don't remember a lot of Tin Man though.
No.
I just remember I didn't like it, and so it's gonna be interesting to watch it and see how my take is on it on Friday.
I do remember the blow up chair is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Still, what do they call him? Gomtu, isn't he?
Gomtu, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Don't like it. But we'll see how I feel after watching it.
Yeah. And then we got Hollow Pursuit. Barclay's first. Has he been in it before? No. Yeah, Barclay's first. I'm looking forward to Most Toys though, because that I remember being a very sharp episode. And Sarek, we'll see. Menage a Troy, he does finally get his Troyanism. And then Don't Know It At All, Transfiguration. And then Best of Both Worlds Part 1.
Yeah, Jarzy at $2. I yield to the fastest super chat in the West. Oh, he's giving into Olivia. There she goes, $1.
I guess he does.
She got the last super chat slot. She won the showdown.
No, she does deserve it. But yes, tomorrow you are doing real life stuff.
Yes.
And then as we said before, this weekend Olivia Julius is, who you guys know from her colourful boxes. Her episodes come out this weekend on Saturday, so please do go take a look. Those that are regulars should at least jump in, as you guys know her by now. Put a comment what you think of her episode. I know we all put time and thought and energy into it. So do please enjoy that.
Yeah.
I should probably confirm if there's actually any changes. So don't remember if we talked about any changes we need. So I'm going to get on that. But yeah.
Sorry about Utah. Puts in $1 with a cool face with glasses. And Olivia Julius puts in $5 with all of our currently available stickers.
Wow, that's cool. Look at that. Cool.
We need more people joining the channel. I think we need 5 more so I can add more stickers. Because as we get more people, I can add more stickers. So
that would be good to see.
Join the channel.
That'd be good to see. Yeah, being a member really helps. It really, really helps. So that, yeah, that'd be cool. But thank you, Olivia. It's a great final one. Thanks, guys. Sorry, a little bit low energy today, but can't always be positive. But I think, remember we did one, well, yesterday's one, we were very high energy because we both liked it a lot. So that does come and go. That's okay. That's okay. But I still had fun, Stuart, either way. Did you have fun?
No. Because I was here with you. Olivia Julie is $5. Message me after the video and we'll chat about the video. Oh my god.
Oh goody. Needed, but oh goody.
Well, it's already finalized.
Oh yeah, yes. No, that's not how that works, but that's okay.
The captain said so. Anyway, no, I of course I had fun. Actually, more woken up and cheered up now than I was at the start. So
yeah, that'd be good. All right, guys,
guys.
Nice to see you too, Stuart. I'll miss you tomorrow. Oh.
No, you won't. James McGill, $2. Enjoyable episode 9 for this season. 7.5 for TNG. Wow. Jeff Jacobs, $2. 100. Sorry, OJ. We're calling her OJ now. And OJ puts in $1 as the last super chat. So there we go.
Perfect. So until Friday, guys. He's Captain Foley.
And he's Commander Cockings.
He's shirtless, pretty much. Captain Picard. Bye, guys.